Hello everybody, hope you're well. This video is all about this absolute monster. It's from Fiido and it's called the Titan, and it's in its full expedition setup here. You can buy the bike just as a standard bike, but this has got its full kit on, which includes the front rack, the panniers, the battery rack with 2 spare batteries in the back. And this thing is an absolute monster, but great fun. Just to make things clear from the offset, this has a 750 watt motor and it has a throttle on it as well. So this in its setup here is not a UK legal bike. So I've been doing this, I'm lucky enough to have some friends that own lots of land, and I've been riding around on this for a couple of days now on their private land, chasing sheep and having fun. But today it's a lovely sunny day to actually do the video, and this thing is a monster. And I did know it wasn't a legal bike, but I was so impressed with the specs and the information, I just wanted to try it to see what it's like. And I do have viewers around the world, and in some countries this is perfectly legal. So it is restricted to 15.5 miles an hour, and you can de-restrict it as well. I'm not going to say how to do that, but I'm sure if you Google it you'll find out. Aluminium frame, massive battery in it, and 2 spare batteries in the rack. But it's perfect for expeditions. Probably in America you'd see this going into, or Canada, going into the woodlands, into the forest, onto expeditions. Maybe even going fishing and hunting. It really is a robust monster of a bike. I don't know if you can hear the motor, it's a bit windy today, but it's as quiet as any other motor I've ever had on an e-bike. And this is quite a bumpy field. This is a sheep field, they've just taken the sheep out. But the suspension and those fat tyres work really well. And I'm loving this double throttle. Up to 15 miles an hour. And the brakes are ridiculously good. Oh, nearly had me off. What a nice piece of kit. I love the design of it. I love the idea of all the carrying capacity and the extra batteries. Oh, I'm nearly airborne then. Those front shocks work really well. You know it's an heavy bike though. If you try to lift the back end up with those batteries on, my God, it takes some lifting. But I suppose that's why it needs a big motor to pull it along. It has aluminium wheels. They're not plastic, they're actually cast alloy. Big chunky forks that you can lock off. It's got a massive battery in there, I'll put the specs down below. It's an aluminium frame, it's got a torque sensor in the middle. There's the charging point if you leave the battery in, but you can charge it with the battery out. Shimano gears, 9-speed, and these really effective 4-pot caliper disc brakes front and back. It is an heavy bike, but they stop it super fast, and they have these adjusters on as well, so you can adjust the stretch of your fingers, how close or how far you want it away from the actual handle grip. Big high bars for comfy ride, central display, it also has an app, big comfy seat, and then to the back of it comes with lights back and front, and the backlight is a brake light. These great panniers, I brought all my camera gear in here today. First e-bike I've actually used, been able to use the luggage to bring my camera gear. Excuse all the sheep poo on it, but I have been having fun on it. And then on the back, you buy these separately for the expedition setup. You get these 2 racks, and these racks take these bags, and in these bags there's 2 more batteries. I'll put all the specs, what they say on the website, of the distance it'll go on a standard battery and the distance it'll go with the extra batteries in as well. And of course with all of these, this is done in the perfect conditions with probably a lightweight guy in it on flat land, on low power. But with this type of thing, all I've done is have it on full power, and the full power mode on this is even called Turbo Plus on the screen. and I've used the thumb throttle around the fields, and I've been flying around the fields on it. Those 4-inch wide, I actually thought there was wider, those 4-inch wide massive tyres have got loads of suspension in them, and they've got quite a bit of grip. It might not look it on the actual tyre on the video, there's quite a bit of grip on them. I haven't had any slips or slides on it whatsoever. That's a lovely big light on the front, and that all runs off the main bike battery. But what an impressive piece of kit. It's just a shame it's not legal in the UK. So you buy the basic bike, and then you can buy the expedition kit, which is the front basket, the batteries, the battery racks and the panniers. And there's many videos out there of people using these in different countries with kiddie racks on the back, carrying a separate person on the back, putting trailers on the back of them, and of course for expeditions and camping. Be absolutely perfect for that. It's got a torque sensor in the crank. The pedals are good quality. I can't get over it. It's a substantial frame. Looks like something the A-Team have built. Aluminium welded. And here there's an extra gusset being put in there for additional strength. Super smooth to ride. The motor is very quiet as well. It's the first time I've ridden a bike with a 750 watt motor, but it's super quiet. You wouldn't know by the sound of it was a big motor. So I suppose in expedition setup you could put your tank, your sleeping bag, dry bags on the front there, fill your panniers with your cooking kit, your food, your water. You've got your 2 batteries there in case you can't get to somewhere to charge your bike up. And then of course you've got the rack as well, and you could put things across the rack or a long dry bag on there. It does have fittings on the frame for a water bottle. That's a lovely big wide comfy seat. You could do many an hour on that. It is substantially built as well. They've really thought about it. Even the fittings for the baskets and things, how they've been actually fitted into the frame. I don't think you're going to break those off. There is a weight limit on there, maximum 10 kilos, but I think they've over-engineered it, which is a good thing. It was a bit of a mess about putting the actual racks on the back, a bit fiddly, but all the parts come with it. Just takes a bit of planning out. The assembly on it was perfectly easy, like any normal bike, and we'll just pop to the cottage now and I'll show you how it went together. Let's show you how it was delivered and how it went together. All looks good in there and well packaged. It's relatively straightforward. Handlebars, front wheels, pedals, mudguard. I'll only use the tools that come with me, and a pair of secateurs because I can't find the scissors again. Comes with a good box of tools. And the battery, headlight, spindle, pedals, and a UK power brick. I won't use that because it should be easy enough to put together. Spanners look reasonably good quality. Looks good, can't see any scratches or marks. There's a QR code there to download the app. Right, let's cue the time lapse and get it together. That's the basis of it together. I've got the double battery kit to go on the back of here to carry 2 spare batteries, and the front rack. So I'm going to do the rest of that assembly in the cottage. It's starting to lose light now, but it went together nice and easy. I only needed to use the spanners that it come with. I can't see any marks. It's interesting, it's like a metal flake deep grey paint on it. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. That display is nice on there as well. Nice upright bars. Obviously this is designed to do some camping and some long distances. But all looks good at the moment. I didn't need the instruction manual at all. And the only thing I used was the good old secateurs to cut all the tire wraps. So back in the cottage, and we need to fit these. This is the front rack. This looks nice and straightforward. The screws are already in the frame and it fits on the front there. And there's a bracket on there to fit the light, and there is an extension cable. And then these two, these are battery carriers, and they come with batteries in these metal frames, and they fit on the back. These actually bolt on the side, one each side, and it carried 2 spare batteries, and there's enough room to fit those panniers over them as well. So on the handlebars, lights on and off, up and down the settings, horn and memory. This is obviously your display, and your display is an on and off button, or you can actually do it with the app, and you can go up and down on here to the different speed settings, power settings. You can change this from miles per hour to kilometers, and then if you go into the other settings, you can do all the other settings, how many miles you've done, how fast you've been, etc. Shows your battery strength up there. It's a nice colour display, and it's hidden out the way, it doesn't get in the way, and it does everything you need it to. This side, you've got your Shimano gear changes under here, which are nice and comfy to use, and the thumb throttle. Woohoo! And there's lots of power in this bike, and it certainly moves along fast enough. And then you've got, as I said before, these hydraulic brakes with the grip adjusters, the distance adjusters for your fingers. Very well made, very well put together, and it's been well thought out as well. I like the way you can still get the panniers on. In these panniers, they are square panniers, but they have an insert that goes in the bottom to enable it to be shaped like this if you have the battery racks on. Which is quite clever. Nice aluminium, really strong wheels, easy to clean. You're not going to be messing about with spokes and things on there to clean it. Wide plastic mud guards that do the job well. The battery fits in here. There's a clip on here you push down to get the battery in and out. And this has got like a waterproof seal down the side of it as well. Comes with a stand, and I think it looks a pretty decent bike. A few of my neighbours have seen me riding it about and they're going, what the hell is that? It's almost a moped, I would say, particularly if you're using it on the throttle. But it'd be brilliant for camping, popping to the shops, long distance cycle rides. And I like the colour. I think the colour's good as well. It's like a gunmetal grey, that's quite metallic. So that's their app, so you can switch the lights on and off. You can lock and unlock the bike. You can unlock and lock the battery. And then if you go into all the settings, you can go into your map. You can use Apple Maps or Google Maps. And then in the other settings, you've got all these additional things you can put on. Throttle on and off, bike guard, all these different settings are on there. You can even give your bike its own name if you want. And this doesn't need the internet. It needs it to download, but just uses Bluetooth. So there you have it, the Fiido Titan. And it lives up to its name, a monster. If this was a car, it'd be a Land Rover. It's a go anywhere, long trip, and I reckon you could have lots of fun on this. But as I say, it's above the 250 watt limit for a motor in the UK. So unfortunately, it's outside the legislation in this country. I've been having lots of fun out on the fields, as I say, but it'd be great to take it on a camping trip. I'd also use it for metal detecting as well, because you get all your gear in this and cycle around the field, cycle to the field and round the field and take all your packing up with you. You don't have trouble packing this, lots of stuff on it. It's nowhere near a lightweight bike. This is a heavy beast, particularly with those 2 extra batteries in the back. But that just leaves me to say, check the description. There'll be links to the website and all the information and specifications there. Let me know what you think about it, and let me know what you think about the UK e-bike laws as well. Wouldn't it be good if we could use these? I know people would be stupid and cause all sorts of problems, but you know, most people are good, aren't they? And I'm sure they'd respect other people and they'd take it easy on them. But not in the UK, not at the moment anyhow. There are information going around at the moment for possibly upgrading the motors to the legislation of 500 watts, but that hasn't come in yet. But this still would be outside of that specification. But anyway, thanks again for watching, and and we'll see you on the next one.
The rack area is that big, I can set my drone off from it.